Hello and welcome back to another out of spec detailing video here from Clear Detailing in Northern Colorado. Today's a very exciting day because we've got the electric G, official name of course of this, Mercedes-Benz G580 with EQ technology. In today's video, we're going to be taking this through our full build quality analysis series where we walk around the exterior of the car, get a feel for the fit and finish to see how this thing is screwed together. We'll then jump inside, talk a little bit about the interior materials, the NVH, and everything in between. So welcome back and let's jump into it. You join me and our resident G enthusiast over here, Mr. Connor. And Kyle has been telling me how much he absolutely loves the G-Wagon. He raves about the build quality and fit and finish. So I'm very excited for this video because I would say, Kyle, the top that we've had on this channel in terms of fit and finish, BMW i7, this is quite a bit more money. This one's spec'd around $180,000. So hoping that this is really going to crank the dial and be like one of the best fit and finish vehicles out there.
Yeah, and it doesn't even have to do with the money, I would say. Like, there's so much durability, target level, crazy stuff in a G-Class. Yes, most people buy them and drive them to Whole Foods in before the comment section, but they are designed to be like shredded down a mountain and conquer countries.
Yes.
So
you've done some serious testing with these and it seems pretty impressive.
Yeah, and I've spent a lot of time with this one in particular, and now it's back again with me. And the biggest thing is, like, I have done everything with this particular G-Wagon. I have jumped it, I've drifted it, I've done millions of G-turns, I've shredded it up, Angeles Crest, I had the brakes on fire. I've done everything you could do ever with this car. I've had the sound system at 1,000,000 for hours on end. Not a single squeak. Not a single rattle.
So I just did my first drive on this. If you want to check that out, it'll be over on the Out of Spec Bits video. I'd never been in a G-Wagon. I've seen them around, of course, seen them at Whole Foods, the yoga place, Starbucks, whatever it may be. But I really got to check this thing out and pretty blown away. So NVH, I got to say up front, I'm really impressed by it. A little bit of wind noise, but honestly, creaks and rattles, so bang on.
Yeah, so driving down the road, you would expect, you know, even G-Classes of old were a little bit loud, lots of wind noise. This is really quiet. And, you know, while it is a combustion platform, still ladder frame, still, you know, old school design and construction, it has been adapted to be electric, and Mercedes knows about electric cars. We can make fun of them saying their EQS and EQEs are ugly. They are. Like, but the tech that actually went into them was pretty good.
Yeah.
But it was totally overshadowed because they just made them look like ass. This was what they should have done, was make a great looking car.
First off, yeah.
And then put all the good electric stuff in it. And yeah, because it's a box, the range sucks. I think there's no way around physics here.
No.
It's as, you know, efficient as you can make it, whatever. You still got to push all this air out of the way. So while it is a pretty big battery, 116 kilowatt hours usable, to 120 something gross, right?
Yeah, 122 gross.
Well, it has a pretty big battery. It's only 239 miles EPA rated.
Yeah.
And we're going to find out tomorrow what it does at 70 on the highway, which is not going to be good.
No, but this is a car to be around town. You think a lot of people may fast charge these. I don't know. I kind of think these are just going to be daily drivers.
I would say the same about Spectres, but I still see photos of Spectres at charging stations.
That's a good point. That's a good point. So I'm excited for this one. I'm a little nervous because I will say the Mercedes EQ line of products I wasn't blown away with in terms of fit and finish.
Well, maybe even the opposite. You thought they were terrible. Everything creaks in them.
Yeah.
You go into an EQS dash, like an early one especially, and everything you touch is just creaking, squeaking, and they feel terrible. I'm curious to see what you think about this.
Cool. So let's start on the exterior of the vehicle. Obviously, this is the same shape you all know and love with the G-Wagon, a little bit updated style. Love all of the DRLs and things in here. Kyle, when did that actually change for G-Wagon? Do you remember?
I want to say 22, 21, 22, somewhere around there.
They look fantastic.
Yeah, this is part of the refresh of this model. So 25 got a few additions, really nice things. But the thing with a G-Class is it looks the same as a early G-Class to the untrained eye. And they now have one that they call, is it the Stronger Than Time edition? Or it's something like that, but it's a new G-Class looking like an 80s G-Class.
Cool.
And it's
I
got
love
the
that.
old Star wheels on it and some other stuff. And I think you can only get it with the 6-cylinder. It's a 550, but that's a pretty cool option.
Okay, love to see that. So we're just gonna walk through, look at some of the panel gaps, look at some of the fit and finish. I guess we'll start off here on the hood. Everything's looking good that I can tell. And this is very different design from other vehicles we see, like the Rivian behind us. But yeah, very tight tolerances everywhere through. You can look at all of these, looks pretty fantastic. Even the way, Kyle, they've done the little, these aren't
Turn signals.
Yeah, turn signals up here, like the tolerances around here are perfect. Also, this does have a $6,500 matte white paint option, which I think looks fantastic on here. Yeah, pretty
Couple
darn
things
nice.
to mention. These are built under contract by Magna Steyr in Graz, Austria.
Okay,
And so same factory that built the Fisker Ocean, same factory that builds the Toyota Supra, same factory that built the Mini Countryman, but they build this, which is awesome. And so that's one thing to mention. The other thing to mention is this is a press car.
yes.
This is not a consumer for vehicle. Now, G-Classes all go through insane quality checks, but whenever we have a press car on this channel, we always have to mention it. Because
Absolutely.
automakers they look over everything.
But we have seen some that are really, really bad for even press cars.
Absolutely, yeah. Sometimes they.
That company being one of them. Yeah. Scott's behind the camera. Thanks for filming. Scott has an R1S if you didn't know. So again, continuing up here, looking at all the fit and finish here, looking absolutely phenomenal. Huge rear bumper, front bumper up here. Not a ton of stuff going on, but like everything just super tight, very high quality. That's what I really expect from a vehicle like this.
You'll also notice no brush guard,
Right.
which is nice. All the AMGs come standard with the brush guard, except, yeah, maybe even the current model year. But the electric one and the 6-cylinder don't, at least.
Not optionable at all.
I don't know if it's optional. I mean, it should just bolt right up.
I would think so.
The edition ones only came one way.
Okay. Yeah. Kind of fully loaded, if you will.
Yeah, and when I reviewed this car, it was right when it came out, and I don't remember. Now, I haven't played around on the configurator. This just got dropped off now that it's like been in the market, and you can spec them without the AirPod case and some other stuff. We'll get to that.
Yeah, for sure. So fenders here, looking at all of this, super tight throughout. Just love to see all this. And again, all of that being body molded paint is so much better in my opinion than just some cheap plastic. You do have some of that down here, but I think that's totally acceptable for an area like that. Again, just all these shut lines. This might look slightly large, but it's perfectly consistent throughout. Love how all of this molding goes in. I can tell you as a detailer, detailers complain about these things all the time in terms of doing PPF on them, doing any sort of polishing, anything like that, because all of these are just so complex to do anything on.
And you look at it, you'd think it'd just be a solid slab.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of these little undulations everywhere.
There really is. And then you consider like this is one full door here. So you got to deal with the mirror, get it up into these edges. Like it is a very complex vehicle. Is this door actually open currently?
It's very possible.
Okay.
Yeah. It
So
was.
first off, I got to say the G-Wagon thing, blown away by the door handles.
Well, take a look at the latch over here, Scott,
Yeah.
if you don't mind. This is, the thing Mercedes had to do was retain the sound and the feeling of closing a vault door. And there is no better sound than closing a G-Wagon door. The thing is, they had to add keyless
That's
entry
right.
and exit. So for 2025, this now has like an energized capacitive entire handle. And you can lock and unlock it by touching on the outside or reaching behind. And that's something G-Class owners have been living without for a long time.
That's pretty frustrating.
Yeah, totally.
So let's check this out. That's perfection. Literally perfection. Which is hilarious because the EQ line of products have the worst door handles ever.
Yeah, and actually the whole Mercedes lineup, that plasticky, crappy feeling,
Terrible.
they know how to do a good door handle, and they clearly chose not to on their entire lineup, except for the G-Class. It's hardcore, and you have to slam them. If
Yes.
you do not slam a G-Class door, it won't close.
Yeah, I mean, you can definitely tell by just, lightly shutting it, not fully closed there, and then it's hard to latch there. You just got to give it a nice thud, and it sounds incredible.
You can always tell when you're in LA and someone's Turo'd a G-Class versus like they actually own one, whether or not they slam the door.
That's awesome. That's great. Yeah, so just want to look at all of the fit and finish up here, looking pretty fantastic throughout. You were also telling me this A-pillar's got a slightly different design from the normal Gs.
Yeah, for the G580 with EQ technology, they have adjusted a lot of this stuff for NVH and aero. Not that you should really say this is an aerodynamic car. There's like a 75-page press release that goes with this thing, and there's like 3 pages for aero, and it should just say ignored. But they really did do a lot. For example, you can always spot the electric one with this right here.
Yep.
So this slot is only on the 580s.
And there's no real other way to tell other than the emblem that says 580 on the back.
Yeah, I mean, you've got the EQ badge here. You've got these wheels, which are only on the 580. This is an edition one, so it's got the blue line. But you know, you'll see electric ones without that blue line. And this one has the standard grille, which you should only get the standard grille. But you can get the super ugly black plastic grille with the electric one.
Does not look good at all.
Yeah, don't spec that. That's terrible.
Definitely not. All right, Scott, we'll come back here. Just continue down the side. Again, everything like millimeter perfection throughout here. Just, yeah, blown away so far, to say the least.
We should get the body panel gap tool.
I can definitely grab that.
I'd like to see the real consistency because it's so close. Like even the hood with these external latches, this is something that like on Jeeps and stuff, you really start to feel like panels kind of a little bit loosey-goosey, yeah? And on this, everything is perfection. And that's just so cool. Shout out to Magna. They build a great vehicle.
This is impressive so far. I mean, we've been around this car a little bit. So this is our nice little panel gap measurement tool. So you've got little millimeters on here, and this is how they actually check vehicles. You know, at Porsche, at Mercedes, they'll go through and actually stick these into gaps like this and ensure that they're proper. So that's right about a little over 4 millimeters there. And then as you can see down there, exactly the same throughout. I mean, pretty much everywhere you go, it's exactly the same. That's what I love to see, Kyle.
Yeah, that's just so impressive, isn't it? It's so cool. I don't know what this is all about, though.
Yeah, it's got it right here also.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, Scott, if you can see it on that
That's
side
the little
as well.
aero flap up top, by the way. This helps with a lot of wind noise.
Oh, cool.
Also on the electric one.
The wind noise is unbelievably impressive. I really expected it to be similar to Rivian R1S, and yeah, it's
Scott,
actually
come on
really
back
quiet.
here so you can see the back of this thing, because this is a real dead giveaway that it's the electric one. And that is this dumbest decision Mercedes has ever made, ever. A G-Class is built to go off-road. I get people buy them and drive them to the grocery store.
Yep.
I'm into this because of what the capabilities are. And this whole thing is just to hold a charging case for your EVSE.
Yeah, why did they do this?
This is just a bad decision. It's so stupid. It feels honestly pretty flimsy as well.
It really does. These are all plastic hinges in here. Yeah, you can see it just kind of rocks on there.
Yeah, this is not good. You can spec them with a spare tire now.
Which is definitely the way to go. But the cool thing you were telling me with this, it actually locks, which is kind of nice. So if you ever want to throw anything in here, I just don't know, like, what else would you put in here? You can't
fit anything else.
You could put your laptop in there, but why would you want that in the back?
Yeah, it's just going to roast in the sun.
Shuts really nice, though.
Yeah, someone backed it into something.
Well, and that's the thing, too, with G-Wagons. So you pull up to a Electrify America charger,
Well,
you
or
got
a
to back in.
supercharger. Think about how short those
Absolutely.
cables are, right? And then you're like, oh, let me get something out of the trunk, and you go,
Smack.
bam, pedestal, or you open this into something.
Yeah.
And so it's actually impossible at a supercharger to charge this and open the trunk. That is to say, this is still the correct decision because barn doors for life, or at least swing doors. It's not technically a barn door, but this is still the G-Class way.
Yeah, same thing, same, I guess, issue, quote unquote, with Hummer as well.
One thing that does drive me a little nuts on this, and it is worth nitpicking because it's a $187,000 car, is the rest of the handles have the keyless entry and exit, not the rear.
That's pretty lame.
So you walk up to put your groceries in it, and this doesn't unlock the car. You've got to reach over and hit one of the side handles.
That's a big miss, I would say.
Totally, totally.
Big, big miss. All right, Scott, come on in here. Let's look at all of this. Looks pretty freaking perfect. I'm going to say it's right at 4 millimeters. And it's exactly at 4 millimeters. And it's exactly at 4 millimeters. That's insane.
Yeah, that's crazy,
crazy.
isn't it?
Even over here, let's check side to side.
Do you like this white
One's a little
Magno
hard.
color?
It's a little off. It's a little over 4.5. So 0.5 millimeter off, which is like insane.
Totaled.
Yeah, totaled. Over here, what were you saying, Kyle?
I was just asking what you thought about the white Magno color.
I absolutely love it. I think you got to get some cool color on this, which, you know, could be matte white, could be something crazy.
Green.
I don't know. Yeah, green would be amazing.
I think like a forest green G-Class is nice with like a brown interior.
Yep, old man spec, but really new kid spec now.
Yeah.
Everybody's loving on it.
Absolutely.
It's just awesome. I am blown away here, Kyle. I mean, every single thing that I look at on here is near perfection, even down to the steps, like the way that these integrate there, millimeter perfection.
Well, I think that's maybe you can shed some light on this because you see a lot of mass-produced vehicles in here, which this is produced in high volumes, of course.
Right.
They probably build a few an hour type situation. And what do you typically see? Like if you saw, a Ford make a vehicle of this size, what would you expect to see versus this? Where's the money going?
I mean, it's very dependent on every manufacturer. This manufacturer back here has been one of the most heavily criticized in terms of fit and finish, and I think rightly so. This is one of the best examples of a Tesla that I've seen in the shop, and you can even still see you've got some oddities here. You've got an over $100,000 Rivian R1S here that is very much not perfect in terms of fit and finish. And I would say that is 9 times out of 10 what I really see. And for me, it's one of those things, cars are very expensive, especially when you're getting into this category. Why don't you want something that is really nicely put together? The bumpers match. I mean, dude, even talk about this. We talk about paint matching here. It is 100% perfect throughout.
Yeah, and I was just looking at your car, and your front bumper is a different color than the rest of the car.
It really is. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the bumper on a Rivian like this has almost no metallic compared to the metal painted panels on it.
Yeah, so that's the typical stuff that you would see from a highly produced vehicle.
Yes.
Now, if you start comparing G-Class, which is built in a specialized, sort of G-Class production facility, would you equate this to 911 quality? Would you say it's better? Would you say it's worse? What's your impression?
I would almost say this is slightly better than 911 quality, which 911s have always been up there. I've seen a few things here and there. I've worked on a lot of them, working with the Porsche dealer in Fort Collins, starting detailing. This is like millimeter perfection. Now, I do say that most 911s are almost flawless, but like you get into Macan EV, which we just had in here, which
really
had some
bad.
serious issues with it. And I was expecting it to be perfect and was actually pretty disappointed in a lot of the stuff we saw because, somebody who's spending money to get a Macan EV over something like a Model Y, a Kia, whatever it may be, that's what they're paying for. That's what you're paying for here.
Yeah, we've had 2 Macan EVs in here with serious problems. My
I totally
mom's
agree.
and the green one that we borrowed.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let me show you under the hood, dude.
Yes, let's see under the hood. So far, exterior fit and finish, I would give this an absolute 10 out of 10. It's so unbelievably impressive.
Should be right in the center.
Right in the center. I am going to miss it. I will let Kyle get it. I got it. There we go. Wow. We should have never opened that.
This is where it goes downhill for me.
What the heck is that?
So it's a sound insulation,
Yeah. I wonder if
Nice
it sounds better with it off.
like motor noise and stuff. It's very possible. This is, some sort of absorption panel for sure.
This is actually carbon reinforced plastic here underneath.
Yeah, and you can feel the padding, all the sound absorption if you
Yeah,
squeeze it.
for sure. So this little box you were telling me here is what makes all the G-roar noises and all the different noises this has. I would say for an electric car, probably one of the best noises in general it makes.
Yeah, the G-Roar sound profile, which normally I'm a guy to turn all that stuff off.
Same.
It's actually really nice in this.
I
You get a
totally
really,
agree.
really cool response and everything. 4 motors in this, 4 individual motors, but 2 drive unit housings, if you will.
Are you surprised at how low power this is for being a quad motor?
No, the legacy automakers, the old school guys, they're not crazy. They should be.
Yeah.
You can buy that Rivian with 1,025 horsepower, almost double the horsepower of this.
Yeah, this is 579, I think, off the top of my head.
Right, and so for $50,000 less dollars, you can get a Rivian with 1,000 horsepower.
Yeah,
That's
that's crazy.
That's 2025. Like the Germans are afraid to make their electrics better than the gas ones.
Yeah.
And it's like has to be a bit better than the AMG, but they weren't ready to go full send. But imagine this thing with like some crazy power. In all reality, the design targets of a lot of legacy automakers surround a total system. As does it have the brakes to handle the power? Does it have the suspension to match the blah blah blahs? And the Chinese and the new startups are like throw all the power at it.
And put no brakes on it.
That seems to be a real.
Dude, even that is just like it feels like a bolt action rifle, and
Yeah.
it's so impressive.
It's a real nice sound.
I would say on the power, just quickly on this, it feels great matched with the chassis of this car. It's still quick.
Yeah.
You know, it's quoted 4.6 officially 0 to 60. Testing has been done on this around 4.1. It is more than enough power, I think.
Yeah, and the way it squats down when you get on it, and
It's real nice.
spins the front a little bit, which I don't like. It needs juicier rear motors, but
Yeah.
that's okay. I mean,
Because they're basically same 4 motors front and rear.
yeah.
All right, so exterior fit and finish, I'm blown away. I would assume you're pretty much the same.
Yeah, I mean, I've been around a few G classes, and I've never seen one that's not dialed.
Yep. Well, that's I guess this is the car I need to drive from now on because I complain about build quality so much.
Coleton spec.
So let's jump inside now.
Yeah.
And the interior is good. I don't think I'm in love with it.
So a lot of it has to do with heritage holding this vehicle back.
Right.
Right. So this is essentially a similar shape, size, body type, blah, 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 to like a 70s G class.
Right.
That's just been modernized over time. And it's always lagged behind the rest of the market. And it's always had the downfalls of being literally a military vehicle that soccer moms are buying. And if you want an SUV that's comfortable, you buy a GLS.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. But it's still a nice place to be.
Yeah, but the seats are oddly positioned in them.
They're very
always.
weird. And I just noticed this entire bolster, sorry, Scott, to lean all the way over here, is completely blown out
Yeah.
because of the way you have to get into this, because this is the edge of where the car is back here. And you are, you know, going in a foot to the vehicle. So that's one thing I would say.
ID Buzz also has that problem, actually.
Yeah, there's actually quite a few cars that do, but this overall interior, it looks nice, it feels nice. It's just like a little on the small side. I mean, you've got full Alcantara headliner up here.
Yeah, leather wrapped handles. I mean,
The
it's got
leather
all
wrapped
the-
handles are phenomenal. Because like you would see a lot of these just complete plastic in most cars. So this I'm super excited about.
Well, talk to me a little bit about the chintziness of interiors, because that's been the Mercedes thing. You squeeze the door handles, you start putting weight on certain components,
Yeah.
all this plastic stuff, and they creak real loud in a lot of Mercedes. That panel sounds terrible.
This one actually does here. So that is every single touch point in the normal EQ product line, I feel like. Every single thing is just, like you touch up here and it's, oh, that one's a little bit too, Kyle.
Oh no, dude.
Ay. It's not as bad, but that's not great.
Oh no.
I still love it. I really do like it. But even up here, you've got, these all feel like actual metal in here instead of just crap plastics that are coated with some like aluminum type finish. The door panels are something I'm really impressed with. This is a critique I have on every single OEM. And the issue that I have, Kyle, is you pay what was our Escalade we just had on test? 170?
I don't know, 160.
Yeah, 176, something like that. The entire bottom half of the door panel is straight plastic. This is all leather wrapped, all nicely stitched throughout. That is how you do a door panel. It looks pretty fantastic. Now all the touch points here, this is all rock solid stuff here. A little bit. You can kind of hear it, but it's not bad. I don't think you're going to be doing that much.
Shuckle proved. Every G class comes with that badge.
Love it. You do have a little plastics here. I am noticing this area.
Yeah, that's not good.
That could be improved for sure. And you got a lot of plastics down here. You know, this is an area, I hate to bring it up, but like Tesla, that little car that's 55,000 bucks here, they have gone all carpet here, so it's not all this cheap plastic. They've gone with a way nicer material in this particular area. So I think those could be improved, but I think overall it's way better than a lot of the vehicles we see. BMW i7 does the same thing here, where every single component down here is leather wrapped, which I am just super into.
And I wonder if that comes with like an extended leather interior pack, because this is the edition 1, it comes loaded.
Right. It definitely could be, for sure. Yeah, I don't know. It's a really interesting
Love it.
looking interior, though.
Who cares about plastics when your doors sound like that?
Yeah, but then you go to the back seat and you're like,
Rear door barely opens.
that is really weird.
It is so
I
funny.
kept thinking it was going to go more.
No.
And it's just, oh, it's right there.
Yeah, it actually has terrible rear seat room. It's awful.
Look
to
at
sit
how
in the back
bad
of this
that
thing.
room is back there.
I actually didn't think it was bad.
All right, jump in there, Scott.
They're fine.
Scott's going to jump in. Oh,
I'm 5'10",
Scott's 5'10".
and this is in your ride.
Yeah, I was sitting in front of you, so that's not terrible, actually. It looks small.
It looks small, but it's actually
It's too small.
Too small.
small,
Kyle
too
says
small.
it's too small. Okay, fair enough. Scott's gonna pop out. Yeah, back here, let's look at the back of the seat, Scott. I don't love that. It's like elephant skin leather and it's really cheap. I mean, I was gonna say that, but Kyle took the words out of my mouth there. So thank you, Kyle.
We're not putting that in the video.
I call it elephant skin. That's the best way to say it. You got this like big open grain, which is a shame because you have really nice soft leather up here. But I also see stuff like this, like we talked about. This is how normal leather wears. I'm a big fan of synthetic leather overall. I don't know.
I would
That's
say
just my
most
feelings.
G-Class buyers are not.
Yeah. I think it's a big mistake, and I had this conversation with the electric Escalade. It had all synthetic leather in it, and I think that's a real miss at that price point.
Okay, so I would always choose the synthetic option.
I agree.
Personally,
I
for
agree.
me. But I understand that the buyer, typically an older person who could afford something like this, would not want,
Yeah.
synthetic material. So I'm glad they kept this. I actually just think the seats are kind of not great to look at, personally. I mean, design-wise, they actually have even a bit too much bolster for what I would want in a G-Class.
On the bottom or sides or both?
On the backrest, the bottom's fine.
Yeah, it's pretty tight, I would
Yeah,
say.
that's also the G-Class thing. You actually do get elbow room in the redesigned. Early ones, you'd always be like this in there. But it's still cramped and it's not like a giant luxurious cabin. And that's why they're so cool, that they're still building them this way.
Yeah.
If they built them to be comfortable, they would just have a GLE or GLS.
Exactly.
And they sell that. And so this is a compromised vehicle. It makes no sense. You don't buy a G-Class because of any of the specs on paper.
No.
You buy it because you drive it and you're like, wow, you can genuinely invade South Korea.
Kyle is full of good things going on today. Dude, even the dash though, all of this nicely leather wrapped, all the stitching in there. I'm just really impressed with this interior overall. I know it's not the most, it still feels, Kyle, like this car, I look at the interior of this and go, wow, this could have been a 2010 or it could be brand new. But that's like the G-Wagon thing.
Yeah, that's the point.
It doesn't look that different.
If it's not broke, don't fix it.
Yeah, I
And
agree.
It's perfect. And people should stop driving them around town and start taking them off-road. If I got an electric G, which I really think I should get one at some point, I think a little lift and some big knobbies, big rack on the top, spare tire, rip the AirPod off. I'd have like 40 miles of range, but it'd be awesome.
Why don't we just get a crashed 4x4, take all the suspension out of that, all the other side things, and do that.
Oh, put the 4x4 suspension on the EQG, or what is this, G580?
I call it the EQG.
Should be called the EQG.
I totally agree.
And they're getting rid of EQ everything now.
Right. I know they are. So one last thing back here I do want to show, Kyle. You are not impressed with the space back here.
Right.
It's a little too cramped for you. Again, some compromises.
Let me put the seats down. I'll show you what I really
I
don't
wanna
like.
check that out. I do like that this is all carpeted back here. A lot of cars, I mean, very, very expensive cars, this is all just terribly cheap plastic. Those easy to fold?
So I got to pull this one this way, and then I got to pull this one this way.
So no.
That's not terrible.
Well,
but
because you got to put this up.
oh, I see.
Yeah, and then you've got no flat floor. At least they give it low back here. But this is part of being like a ladder frame vehicle.
I don't even know how you do this. Here?
Yeah, so you pull that, it'll pull the bottom. You probably have to move the driver's seat forward a little bit, I would think.
Yeah, let's see how this goes. We've got a sweater in the way.
Yep.
No, perfect.
And then the headrest has to come down, so you have to pull it forwards and then push in the side button.
Pull this forwards.
Yep.
So you need a degree.
And then you pull that plastic tab, and then it'll come down.
I mean, you got some space.
Best thing to do is to remove the rear seats.
I would definitely take the seats out and just have both the Goldens back here, and they would absolutely love it.
Right, exactly. I mean, it's a box.
It's a big box. It's really a big box, but it's a very nice box. Dude, even the carpets here are so nice.
This is a nice carpet material.
This is a really nice carpet.
Yeah. The cool thing about the G is you take, the Mercedes S-Class leathers, materials, and everything, and then you put it into their off-roader, and it's like really cool. And I think they're really cool. I actually wish they would sell an electric G off-road version, which like would be built for 0 people, but then take all the leather out and make it super hardy.
Kind of like a Rivian Dune edition.
Or like do a militarized G-Class electric.
That could be pretty cool.
Yeah.
I don't know, dude. The compromises with this thing, I don't know what it is, and I think this is why people buy these, is just because they're so different from everything that it kind of makes it cool.
Yeah, there's no other SUV that's like this. They've all gone, way too focused on sportiness and being firm and all this stuff, and this is just retained durability, longevity, no air suspension, coil only, and that is the coolest thing. I mean, the thing is, if we have to try to convince someone to buy a G-Class, they are not a G-Class person. You're either into it or you're not.
I agree. Yeah, after driving it today, I'm really into this thing, even though it has its weird compromises. It's cool. It offers a very different and unique driving experience, and I'm blown away with the fit and finish. The fit and finish on this is next level. It's really impressive. I mean, that right there just sells me.
So cool. Love it.
I think we'll end it off there. Any other thoughts, Kyle?
Well, just want to go off-road, and I'm taking it to Moab, so can't wait.
There you go. I never look at these and think that they're off-roaders because nobody ever off-roads them here.
Yeah, but they can weight a ton. They have pretty good approach and departure angles. They have amazing suspension systems, and they can handle it quite a bit. I've had this thing out in Joshua Tree, like jumping it, and it was awesome.
And full rally mode as well.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome. Well, guys, thanks for watching. It's a nice, great door shut to end this one off. We'll see you in another one soon. Bye-bye.